I'll be back.
This is Video Store Clerks. Welcome to the store.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys. It is Tuesday night, and as you can tell, we are doing Goonies. I am Chad Mang.
I am Dave.
Mike.
Got my baby Ruth. And instead of inhaler, I have a vape pen.
Better for you.
I don't think that's supposed to help.
All right. Who are you? Who are you?
I already said it, Mike. You need to pay attention. All right.
I don't know how to do that. I'm everywhere. We are your video store clerks. And like I said, tonight we were doing Goonies, but tonight we're going to start off the show with some news, talk about the main feature, then do a clip of the week, then we'll run some ads and get the flock out of here. So as we always do, the news.
The news.
Easter eggs are not really Easter eggs.
Okay. I make chocolate.
Snoop Doggy Dog.
Bow, wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee,
Good
yay, bow,
morning.
wow.
It's 8:55. Thanks for watching.
Now that song's going to get stuck in my head.
For real, that's going to be in my head all show until we talk about
Nothing
something
wrong
else.
with that.
Not at all. And as we always start off the news with the top 10 box office smashers.
Top 10.
And this film here might be the last time we see it on the top 10. We need a new one. Superman. $973,000 this week. Dropped off. Did $353 million in the last 9 weeks.
I'm really surprised that it's even still around because I haven't heard anybody talk about it after like the second or third week it came out.
Yeah, and then plus now it's on streaming, so you can rent or buy it.
But it's not like there's any kind of buzz at all where it's like, people want to watch it over again. I don't know. It just kind of.
Yeah, it disappeared. It was dumb. I didn't care. But number 9, Light of the World. Little animated feature. I think it's about Jesus or something. I don't know. It looked like it had that kind of look to it.
The baby Jesus or adult Jesus?
Little 6-pound, 8-ounce baby Jesus. I don't know.
No.
Number 8, The Bad Guys 2. The 2.5 mil this week, doing $77.8 million the last 6 weeks. And number 7.
Shout out
to Chuck. Chuck wants to see it. And as you guys know, Chuck is not here this evening. But we will let you know what's going on with him.
He's chained to the wall.
We will let you know what's going on with him later. Number 7 is The Roses. The 2.7 mil this week, doing $12.1 million the last 2 weeks. And number 6 is The Fantastic Four. First Steps did 2.8 mil this week and is up to 270 mil the last 7 weeks. Right?
Surprise.
Yeah. That movie sucked. Number 5 is Caught Stealing. Did 3.2 mil this week, doing 12.8 mil the last 2 weeks. That shouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
What's that one?
Caught Stealing.
No, what is it about?
I really don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to see it?
I watched the trailer once, and it just had a lot of action, and it was on mute. So I just kind of
Who's in it?
I don't know that either.
Great. Now I want to see it too.
Right? Shit sounds amazing. Fucking amazing. Number 4, Freakier Friday.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, it did 3.8 mil this week, then 87.9 mil the last 5 weeks. And number 3 is Weapons, doing $5.2 million.
Nice.
Bringing it up to 143 mil the last 5 weeks. And number 2, Hamilton. First week out did $10.1 million,
Makes sense.
which can only leave one for number 1,
Hamilton 2.
Hamilton 2, the KY.
Toxic Avenger.
I wish,
That'd be
man.
great.
Oh.
It did. Number 1 is The Conjuring: Last Rites.
Ah, yes.
Brought in 84 mil opening weekend.
That's why they keep making them. If you wonder why they keep making those fucking movies, that's why.
Cash grab.
I don't mind the Conjuring films.
I'm not a fan.
They're not anything great, but I don't mind them. It's worth. They're not like I don't watch them and I go, this is absolute garbage. You know, it's like okay, it's like a one and done for me usually.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I'm not a fan. We do have some birthdays this week.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. We have Hugh Grant, turned 65.
Oompa Loompa.
Adam Sandler turned 59.
Jesus.
Tom Wopat turned 74.
I don't know who that is.
Dude from Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not John Schneider.
Okay, gotcha.
Jeffrey Combs turned 71. Did not have any deaths
Don't even
that
mention it.
were
Don't even mention it.
recognizable.
Don't conjure it up. See what I did there?
And one other news. Darth Vader's lightsaber has sold and is the most expensive Star Wars memorabilia out there. It sold for $3.6 million.
So this is the original
Yes.
that David Prowse used. Wow.
$3.6 million.
Now I wonder how many of them there are. Like, is this
There's
the
got to be, yeah, because they said this one was used in Empire of Jedi.
okay?
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with the film industry, there's like different props. Obviously they just don't make one; they make several, and the one that they use the most is called the hero. And if that's the case with this one, then yeah, that would make it more valuable than the others. But
It has
you know,
to.
yeah, I don't know how many exist out there, but I mean,
Big money.
good for
Big
whoever made that money.
$3.5 million.
Get paid.
Insane.
Yeah. Why couldn't we have had one of those? New rules all around for everybody. Fede Alvarez will not be directing or writing the next Alien. He will be working in producing it with Ridley Scott. So we'll see what happens there, because it never usually ends well once they kind of change around some directors. Superman news. The sequel to Superman is going to be called Man of Tomorrow. And it will be out July 9th, 2027. Superman, Man of Tomorrow. You love that shit, don't you?
It's very funny to me.
And Bruce Campbell said he will not be as involved in the new Evil Deads that are coming out because he will be promoting his new film coming out, Ernie and Emma, which is his wife dies and then he's trying to abide by her wishes and scatter her ashes in parts of their life and certain locations that kind of reflect their life together.
Sounds
So it's-
fucking depressing.
It does. It does.
So it's more serious film.
I don't know, because in on the photo for the film, like the poster, the cover art is him standing there like this, but instead of it being somebody standing there, it's a big urn. And not Big Urn,
Oh,
Bill Murray from Kingpin.
I got you.
Bigger than McCracken. That'd be interesting. A Bill Murray and Bruce Campbell movie.
That would be weird. That'd be fun. That'd be real fun.
I mean, we could always do what they could always bring back Burn Notice.
It's true. The life of Sam Axe,
It's true.
but not Axe body spray.
Yep.
There have been concerns of Dwayne Johnson's weight loss, but he came out and said that it is because he's working on Benny Safdie's next film called Lizard Music, where he will be playing a whimsical, eccentric, 70-some-year-old man called the Chicken Man.
Chicken Man.
So that should be interesting. And apparently he wears a hat in the movie, and he has a little chicken underneath his hat.
Yeah, I heard he befriends a chicken, and he's gonna lose the weight, and he's gonna put it back on, I guess, for Jumanji. So it's not permanent. He's doing method. All right, it's like Christian Bale and The Machinist. You know.
Oh, he ever got that skinny? That'd just be gross.
God, can you imagine The Rock that skinny? Like a crackhead.
Yes.
No, I mean, I was up in Toronto this past weekend for Toronto International Film Festival. I saw The Rock. He did an In Conversation piece. He also had the premiere of The Smashing Machine, the Mark Kerr story. So it looked good. I mean, it didn't look like anorexic or any shit, but yeah.
Well, that's all the news I have. Mike, what's the weather?
No, I was just saying with that. I think Rock is going towards. I was just talking about this to my buddy Joe on the way back from Toronto. I think that The Rock is set on trying to get an Oscar at this point.
Yeah.
He's leaning towards more serious films. He's changing. They even talked a while back about Dave Bautista losing weight to get some more serious roles. So, but I mean, I've heard already that with this Smashing Machine film, he's in the running this year. So
I'd like to see him win one. That'd be dope.
We'll see. You know, everybody came out. There was like Mark Coleman, Bas Rutten, a couple other UFC guys that came out for the premiere. So that was cool.
You know,
Ryan
Mike,
Bader,
last week at the end of the show, you said that you would be heading to Toronto. Why don't you tell us a little about your experience up there this week?
Well, I just did.
I know. That was only part of my segment, but then you just kind of took away and ran with it. So I just figured it'd be funny if I went back around and backdoored you.
Whoa, easy. With the reverse segue.
Yeah, it's going to stretch you out like fucking Jean-Claude.
Oh my God. What are we doing?
Shit got weird last week. You missed it.
Oh, yeah. I saw it, though. I saw the footage.
But no, there was a number of different films going on over the weekend, premiering. Toronto is one of the biggest film festivals in the world, and a lot of the stars come out. So it was cool to see a lot of them. If you go over on my YouTube channel, Laser Trading Company, you can see some shorts and just some footage of me hanging out, checking out the red carpets, checking out all the different meet and greet type things where the actors would come out for the premiere, and they'd take photos and sign autographs and everything like that. So it's always a cool experience to see them interact with the public and everything. And they do Toronto up real nice. It's a big production, and everybody comes out and has a good time. And there's some good films that premiere, so we'll see how they turn out.
Oh yeah, sounds fun. Rumor has it you ran into the charming Tame Man.
I did.
That is nice. It's a lovely guy. Well, that's all we got for the news this week. So let's go ahead and dive right into this film we're doing this week, which is Goonies. Came out in
85.
June. Huh?
85.
Yeah, came out June 7th, 1985.
No.
Runtime 114 minutes. Had a $19 million budget and brought in 68 mil. It was a story by Steven Spielberg, directed by Richard Donner, and the screenplay was written by Chris Columbus. Not the founder of America, but Chris Columbus. Now, this movie here, going back and rewatching it, I just actually watched this probably a month or two ago. And it's one of those movies that like I don't know, like we definitely had a hell of a good check because majority of the films that came out are just nostalgic and classic films, and they all have like a mass following. So we definitely got lucky compared to the shit they put out these days.
And it's crazy to think that this is the 40th anniversary.
Right. Yeah.
We're old, man. I was just talking about this over the weekend. I looked it up. Whenever Danny Glover in the first Lethal Weapon, he was actually 41 years old when he played the role in the first Lethal Weapon. So we are way too old for this shit.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean this was a debut to a lot of stars and have a lot of familiar faces. I mean, you got Sean Astin, Josh Brolin's first film, Jeff Cohen. I think this was one of the only films he really was in a lot. Like I know, like a year after this, he was in like a small bit in this one Spike Lee joint, and then other than that, it was just TV shows. Like he was on Family Ties, and a couple other things. Like
This is definitely his biggest role.
yeah. And then you got Corey Feldman, of course, and one guy in this film that kind of like fell off too, that has been doing big things the last few years, is Ke Huy Quan. He fucking disappeared for many, many years, and then did Everything Everywhere All at Once or whatever that shit was called, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then now he's and I think he's got like 3 or 4 new films coming out here in the next couple of years. So it's big stuff for him lately. I'm glad to see him come out because I know we used to always talk about him too. Like, where the fuck this guy ever go? And then now he's back on the scene, just doing some shit.
Yeah, he was in 2 really big movies, almost back to back. He was in this and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and then he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
He worked behind the scenes. I think he was a stunt coordinator.
Okay.
For many years.
Like I remember growing up too. Like the only real face that really stood out for me in this was Joe Pantaleone.
Joey Pants, man.
Because fucking he was I remember watching La Bamba, and he was Richie Valens' fucking music producer. So whenever I watched this, because I don't know how old I ever was whenever I first seen this movie or not, but I remember I used to always watch La Bamba and the Buddy Holly story when I was a kid.
He pops up everywhere.
He's done fucking everything, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he's done so much. I was just thinking that whenever I rewatched it, it's like to think that he was doing this 40 years ago and so much since then. Matrix, Sopranos, freaking I list goes on and on.
Yeah.
You know, and he's such a good actor. He plays such an asshole character. He plays, a good villain. You never see him as the good guy really. And he does a good job being a villain, especially in this film. It's more comedic, but I think him and Robert Davi play well off each other.
Yeah, they really do. But like I don't really remember seeing him in a lot of stuff when I was a kid, but he always has that memorable face too. Like there's a lot of people in here that just stand out, like especially them two, and then also Anne Ramsey.
Yeah, you can't forget Anne Ramsey.
Like the Fratelli family, they just stand out, like in everything they're in. Like,
She was kind of a big star in the 80s too.
Yeah. The only thing I remember her really in is Throw Mama from the Train.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
same thing as Key. Just those couple movies, but they're so memorable that they stay the test of time, even though she just did those couple things.
Yeah.
She made a mark.
That's why I said, like, every time I hear her voice, I just keep screaming, Ellen! I haven't seen that movie in forever either. Like,
because she's such a unique person. Whenever you see Anne Ramsey, you hear her voice. There's nobody else like that. So you're always going to remember it.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I did like about this movie was the intro. Like, it has the big Warner Brothers logo.
Perfect intro.
And then just fades into the skull. And then you just get like a shot of like a zoom up going through the fucking eye of the skull. Like that fucking opening is perfect.
Mm-hmm. You introduce all the characters.
Yeah.
That great music. We'll talk about the music, I'm sure.
All the music's just
it sets the tone for the whole rest of the movie. You see what the villains are doing. You meet all the kids. That's a perfect intro, man.
Yeah. And then like you understand that because they pop off like they start the movie like you're at a jail cell, so you're kind of like, what the fuck's happening here?
This is a kids movie.
Yeah, like you're like, okay, I thought this was like a kid adventure movie. I remember the tagline was "Take the oath, join the adventure." So we're going to go down and join the adventure. So like the start of the movie, you see the jail cell, and then
Agent Johnson hung himself.
the other one. But then, yeah, so like the fucking guard opens the door, and then dude's like, looks like he's being hung, and he pulls this fucking note, and he's like, "You douchebag, do you really think I'd fucking kill myself?" And he's like, looks up, and then he just kind of like chuckles, and then he had a piece of pipe from the sink holding him up so he wasn't actually being choked on the other side of the jail cell, which is weird because I don't know what kind of holding cells they're in, but I've never seen bars like that on both sides of the cell. Usually it's only on the one side. Like that should be against the wall. But whatever. It's fun. But then you see his fucking brother, because that's Jake. Davi plays Jake, and then his brother, Francis, is out fucking side, like taking gasoline and going all over like the entrance around the fucking police station. And then their mother's sitting in the fucking getaway car, and then you can tell they have a lovely relationship because like they just start arguing from the jump, and then fucking dude's trying to get in the back seat and in the back of the door, and it's locked, and he's like, "Fucking unlock the door! Come on, hurry up!" Like she's like, "We gotta go," and then they just fucking ball out of there and light the place on fire. And then as you get the intro to all the other characters, it's just a fucking police chase through town. So like everywhere the cop chase goes, like one of the kids in the film that are the Goonies and the main stars, they're all over the place. So like you get like Chunks in a fucking arcade, stuff in his face because he's the fat kid.
Just smashing food and
milkshakes against the fucking window. Fucking Data's out back. Fucking he's like a inventor. And he has like his fucking 007 music shit playing, fucking trying to work on his inventions, and then he gets pulled into the trash can, and then the car speed by and he doesn't get hit. And then you got Annie, the fuck's her name? Carrie Green. She's like doing her cheerleading shit. So like you get like little introductions of all the characters as like this car chase is going on. Like whenever they show Mouth, he's actually watching TV, Corey Feldman, and he's watching a cop chase, and his dad's like working on the sink and shit, and he's like, "Turn that shit off," or whatever. So he turns it off. Then you hear the siren still. Then he smacks the TV and hops over by the sink. And his dad's like, "Is that shit working?" And he looks down the sink and just gets sprayed with water. And he's like, "No." So then you kind of like just get like the tone of the movie straight off the jump.
Well, the weird one was the other girl, Anne's friend. Was she
Wow.
bobbing for crabs?
I don't know what was going on there. Steph, Martha Plimpton.
Yeah.
Who I do believe has the very same haircut as she did.
Which is kind of a recurring theme in this film where you ask a lot of questions like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, like even like whenever we watched the making and just listening to Spielberg like describe the movie, like that was off. Like he's just like, there's a bunch of kids going on an adventure. It's like, no, like the premise of the story is they kind of like they find a treasure map in his attic. They try to find the treasure because they have to sell, I guess, the fucking whole township they live in to some rich asshole.
The Goondocks.
Yeah, the Goondock Saints.
Yeah. See, like the foreclosure and all that. See, I didn't understand any of that stuff when I was
that would be a fun spoof where you had like a couple Goonies like kind of grow up to be the Goondock Saints, and then instead of them, going out and finding the treasure, they end up like executing all the rich people in Astoria.
That's what Chuck and Sloth ended up doing after the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, like I did like the intro though. But then like you get over like they focus on Mikey's house, the main focal point of their little story. So you kind of introduce Mikey and his brother Brandon for short. And you kind of like get their little back and forth and their brotherly relationship. And then like Mouth shows up. Then Chunk shows up. And then fucking Data fucking zip lines across the fucking porch or whatever and knocks the screen
What
door
was that
down.
screen?
He fucking bumps into him and knocks in Chunk. Chunk's always the accident prone dude. So then like when Data comes flying in, Chunk falls backwards and knocks the fucking like statue of David or whatever over and breaks his dick off.
That's her mom's favorite piece.
It's like, yeah, it would be if it wasn't for you wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
Shut up, mouth.
Like that shit always cracked me up too, just because they always. I mean, I was the fat kid, and I always did a lot of dumb shit. I wasn't very graceful with certain things.
Well, what was it? What was the price of entry for old Chunk?
It's the fucking truffle shuffle, baby.
The classic
What?
scene.
What?
We can't do any more of the show until you do the truffle shuffle.
Come on.
Do it.
All right.
Terrifying.
No, but that fucking they have like, I guess Data set up their gate opening mechanism because it's like a super booby trap.
I mean, they never
So like that kind of like starts like the whole booby trap thing. So
Well, it's
there's
not even like a. It's not even really a booby trap, is it? Or
no,
booby
it's
trap?
not a booby trap per se, but like,
It's
I
like
mean,
this
it could be.
It's a very elongated process for them to just open the gate.
Yeah, they could have went down and came back twice.
Like, how long does it take to set it up?
Like you
It
fucking
always
just go time and
reminds
the
me.
ball rolls down and
It always reminds me of Pee Wee's Big Adventure when all that shit happens and then it just makes his breakfast.
it's fucking Mr. T cereal and eggs, baby.
Ah!
No, but this I don't know, like I love this movie just because I would like just going on adventures like that when you were kids too. Like this shit was fucking great. Like we didn't have a bunch of crazy shit to worry about back then. Like people weren't. I mean, there was kidnaps and shit and whatever, but I mean, everybody was pretty well honest. Especially, I mean, like around here anyway. Whenever we were kids, because you could. I mean, back then, like my fucking curfew and shit was like at first it was like just be on this block when the lights come on.
The lights come on.
And then it just kind of turned into, are you coming home tonight? Like, I don't know. Well, all right, if you do, just be home before I go to work. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, fairly good with just running around being a kid in the 80s.
Yeah, we didn't
Can't
have
go wrong.
many of the black phone snatcher guys around here.
Right.
But
Not a whole
yeah.
lot of child abductions back then around this way anyway. Like
And it's
bigger
really lost on the kids today. It's like, you know, the people that kind of celebrate this film are us because we grew up with it. It's that nostalgia factor.
right.
And the kids today just don't get it. They don't go out and have these kind of adventures anymore. It's like, hey, let's all go get together and do a TikTok video or something, you know.
Right. Yeah, we used to
So-
fucking ride bikes, play in the woods, fucking get skin knees, whatever.
Yeah, you like Goonies, you got Stand By Me, stuff like that, where we could
Arthur Mystery.
always relate to, you know, that camaraderie with your friends.
Right. No, but once we get to the Walsh's house with Mikey and Brand, and then all the kids come over and shit, you kind of get where the story is going. Because first we got to talk. See, me and Dave watched some of the movie today, and when they're all sitting in the room once they fixed the statue's dick, and then Mrs. Walsh brings in a lady to help them pack because they have to pack everything up because they're about to sell, like, I don't know, their house or the fucking whole town or whatever. I don't know. But so they're packing up the whole house, so she gets some help by Rosalita, and she doesn't speak any English, so she asks the kids, mind you, if they know any Spanish. And then Mouth is like, yes, Mrs. Walsh, I'm very fluent in Spanish. Like, I can help you. And she's like, oh, thanks, Clark. Because his real name's Clark. And then he just starts talking to Rosalita. They go upstairs, and she's like, Mrs. Walsh is like, well, let's let her know, like, the clothes, like, these clothes go here, blah, blah, blah. So then, like, they're by the dresser. And he's like, starts speaking Spanish. He's like, the marijuana goes in the top drawer. Cocaine and speed go in the second drawer. The heroin goes in the third drawer. And she's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Always
I want to
separate.
know. I want to know how.
separated drugs.
I want to know how their mom got Rosalita back there in the first place if she doesn't speak English at
I,
all.
I was wondering the same thing.
Like, here, get in my car, lady.
Well, like during the car chase scene, like you see them go flying through town and she's walking across the crosswalk by herself. So I don't even know where Mrs. Walsh picked her up from. Like you have no idea. She just shows up with Rosalita later on.
There's a terrible joke in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna.
We should be all right. No, I don't know. No, so then like, what else? What else does Mouth tell her whenever they go? All the in the attic.
All the sexual devices.
Yeah, that's where Mr. Walsh keeps all the sexual torturing devices. And then he's like, if you say anything, you will be locked in this room for 2 weeks with no food or water with the cockroaches. And then Mrs. Walsh is just like, you understand? Okay. She's like,
Yeah,
okay.
she's all happy, friendly the whole time.
Like, oh, God, I'm in a fucking crazy house. And then fucking Mal just comes walking back through there at the bottom. He's getting like thanked by Mrs. Walsh. And he's just like combing his hair like, I just freaked this old lady out.
He's like, adios, señorita.
But that shit cracks me
I
up.
love that part.
But then they end up going in the attic and looking through a bunch of their old shit. And I guess his dad was a kind of like a historical buff, I guess, at some point, because he had like all this old shit up in his attic.
I thought he worked. It was like worked at a museum or something.
Oh, that would make even more sense.
Curator or something at the local museum.
Yeah, like I know, like we were saying, like they both had like decent jobs. So like I don't know what's going on with this whole fucking housing or
This foreclosure
township
business.
nonsense.
So what? Like I think the I don't know who all those rich assholes ended up buying out the debt on all their properties, and they wanted to buy. I guess the Walshes are the last ones holding out. And once they sell, then they own all that property, and they're going to tear it down and turn it into like a. Was that?
I think like a country club or a golf course or something.
Yeah.
But which I
So-
thought they already had a country club because they show stuff going on at a country club. So I don't know. I don't know. It's still questions. Questions.
Just go.
But it was the 80s, so we didn't ask questions. We just ran with it. Shit. And this photo or like a picture frame, and he's just looking at it as like a map inside. So, like I said, being that Chunk is the clumsy one and decide like just can't touch stuff without breaking it.
Here, hold this.
And gets he wants to get it out and he can't. Then he just looks at Chunk and he's like, "Here, hold this." And he like does the countdown from 5, and then he just drops it. So then they get the fucking map out, and then they start saying like talking about it, and even Brand is like talking to them. And he's like, yeah, this is old news. Like everybody tried to find this whenever our parents were our age. Shit. But then they're just pretty much to the point where they're like, I don't give a fuck. Like we're gonna go find this fucking map or this treasure. So then they like do a little ruse and tie up Brand with his fucking exercise equipment and then let the air out of his tires, which is fucked up because they're like, he did like 20 grass cutting jobs to do that. Don't do that to him. And it's like, all he did was let the air out. He didn't like slash his tires or something.
He said I thought he said like 300 some
or whatever.
Like, how much are you getting paid to cut grass, brother?
I mean, back then, probably like $5.
Okay, and how much would a bike cost?
I mean, 300 would be what?
$1,500.
$1,500.
Tires. How much were the tires?
Tires should only be like fucking not much.
So
That's what I'm saying. Because he lets the air out of them. And then I think whenever Brand actually gets out there to grab his bike, he says that they popped his tires.
Well, they did.
So it would be different if they popped the tires, but it looked to me like Mouth just
needs
took
that
the air
premium air. Needs the premium air.
But then he just pushes the little girl out of the way and steals her bike.
Yeah, which is fucking perfect. So then he like they go do their thing or whatever, and then they are following their map to like the shoreline to like this old restaurant, and then they're like checking shit out. And then they see the van or the Jeep in the Fratelli's Jeep in the barn before they go inside the first time?
Well, they went inside and Chunk hung back.
Oh, yeah.
And he saw it. He opened
And then he came in.
Because he came in all freaking out when he saw the bullet holes.
Yeah. And then he walked in and ran in. Like, they all run into the Fratellis, which they don't really know who they are at the time. And then they start arguing kind of with them, trying to figure shit out, acting like they're ordering food. And then Mouth does his little thing and starts telling him he wants some fettuccine Alfredo. And fucking runs down like a whole list. And she's like, we serve tongue. And like pops out her switchblade.
It's a very strange interaction. Like if you were actually going to a restaurant and having this interaction, it's very awkward on both sides.
Yeah. Well, then because they're like kind of like just talking to them or whatever, and somehow like Mikey sneaks off and like goes down in this basement and can hear a dude singing or whatever, and then like just hears like someone down there screaming. He can't really make out what's going on, and then he sneaks back up right around the time Brand comes in to fucking find him. But before that, whenever Brand's riding his bike on the way there, and he runs,
he
runs into
Troy and the girls.
And then he fucking like starts driving in his car and like they hold his arm on the fucking bike and then he goes kind of flying off the side of the thing like E.T.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have been fucked up pretty bad from that because he was driving like super fast, like probably like 50, 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, they were hauling ass through there. Like that shit would freak you out.
And he's on a child's bike.
It had training wheels on it.
Yeah, they go flying off.
Yeah.
So Brand should have been messed up pretty good after that.
And then somehow he still gets in there and like pulls Mikey and them out of there. And then that's whenever Mikey's like telling them about whatever he saw in the basement. And then they see the Fratellis leave, so they sneak back inside. Well, they use Chunk to bust the door down because they piss Chunk off, and then he gets out of the way of the door and he just like bursts through it.
Yeah, I got nude pictures of your mom in the bathtub. You want to buy them?
Real cheap.
So they go to investigate, and then that's when Steph and Annie show up. Were they there then? Because they were with Brand. Because they were with Troy.
Yeah.
So they got out to go, I guess, see how Brand was or whatever. And then
Troy was getting on their nerves.
Oh yeah, because he's a fucking douche.
Pervin on.
If there's any word for Troy, douche is the one.
Pervin on Annie.
Yeah. He's trying to look down my top with his rear view mirror. It's like, what did she say? He's like, I busted him. You popped him in the lip. But then
get him, Andy.
But I like, so like they're still kind of exploring the fucking restaurant now because they're trying to figure out where the fuck to go. But then you get Chunk downstairs, fucking sees the water, and that shit cracks me up because he's like, oh, fucking water. And he like goes to like pull the tap thing and he like shoots himself in the eye. And then he finally gets some water out of there and stands up, and he's accident prone. So of course the fucking glass bottle falls off the water jug thing and breaks.
I got it.
I hope that wasn't a deposit bottle.
I don't
get it. That wasn't a deposit bottle. And then you see like all this water just kind of like run towards this fireplace, and you can kind of hear water trickling. So you can kind of see where it's going. And then Chunk's like walking around or whatever. Then all of a sudden he just like smells ice cream in a fucking freezer. He's like, they got apple, they got grape, they got super chocolate. So then like all this shit's going on. Ice cream. And then like next thing you know, you see like the dead body in the corner. So you know the Fratellis are up to no good. Because
he's like Gus with his super sniffer.
I know, right? That's what I told Dave. I'm like, how the fuck do you smell ice cream? Like ice cream to me has no scent whatsoever.
In an ice locker. No.
Yeah. And then then Data's like trying to get the electric one or whatever down there, and he's like fiddling with this machine. Turns out it's a fucking money press, and they're like making counterfeit bills downstairs. $50 bill.
$50 bill.
$50 bill.
$50 bill.
This is fake money. You can get 25 years.
No, it's
for
not.
counterfeiting.
No, it's not.
So they almost have the fucking. They could probably save it. They could just pay asshole off with a bunch of dirty money, fake money, and then they could have been out of there. Like, I would have stole that fucking press. Fuck the treasure. But then while they're down there, the Fratellis come back. So then they hear like the water running down there. So they open like the fireplace thing and crawl down. And then that's where the adventure pretty much begins. But they leave Chunk behind. And then
he's in there with the stiff.
They go down there and hang out to try to see what's going on. Chunk's in the cooler, hanging out with his buddy. And then they're just trying to wait out the Fratellis. So then they're downstairs and they're like, well, someone's been here because this shit's broken, blah, blah, blah. Then they end up going back upstairs. Chunk slips out, and then they're like, fucking go to the cops. So he hops out the window. So he's got his own little mission, which is very short-lived. Because as he runs out, he ends up crawling up this bush, and he's like trying to flag down cars. And the one car that stops is who? Jake Fratelli. And then he's like, hey, we saw these we ran into the fucking Fratellis. They're bad people. And then he like turns on the light and he just starts like fucking singing Italian.
Doing opera music.
Then he gets picked up by Francis and thrown in the back of the Jeep with the same dead body. Because that was the whole point of them leaving, was to move the dead body.
Wait, no, is there two dead bodies?
I think there was, they had the one in the beginning. They ended up carrying out in a black bag whenever they left the first time. And then they came back and then they got the one out the freezer. So there were two dead bodies total, but not at the same time.
Because that was one of the ones that I had questions about. Because it's like, okay, he escapes from jail and they get away. So then at what point did they encounter these feds and kill them? I don't know.
It's hard to say. I guess they were just two cops that they had to kill or whatever. I don't know. Because it definitely does not explain it very well. But then as the kids are down in this little hole trying to like, I guess it's like the tunnel to the treasure. So they keep finding the map, following the map, and then the Fratellis are grilling Chunk the whole time. Which I think is funny because he's just like dropping everything. He's telling all kinds of crazy stories. And then he starts telling a story about how he made everybody in the theater puke. He's like, I was up top on the balcony and I'm like, he's like, I just dumped everything down on top of him. And then everybody in the whole theater was throwing up. And then fucking Jake's like, starting to like this kid, Ma. Like that fucking scene cracks me up.
Which is another parallel to Stand By Me, where, you know, the lard ass scene where everybody's at the pie eating contest and throw up on each other. Contest. So,
but like once they get down into like the cellar and then make way under the fireplace, the movie really starts to pick up for their adventure. Because they're trying to figure out, they're walking down through there, and they find like the candlesticks that they think is candlesticks, and it's fucking dynamite. And then they find the dead. Well, first Annie's flipping out, then they end up finding the dead body.
Andy.
Did I say Andy?
You keep saying Annie, and it's because we kept making fun of Field of Dreams, so you keep saying Annie, but it's Andy.
Silly hoe. Anyway. So she goes and she's freaking out. And then they find a dead body and they like do some like check it out or whatever. And then they find a Lou Gehrig baseball card. And then whenever they were up in their attic, they see a newspaper clipping about a guy going for the hunt named Chester Copperpot. So Data's like, hey, it's probably Chester Copperpot.
Chester.
They check it out. And it is. So then Data has the bright idea. He's like, let's go set some booby traps. So as he...
Booty traps.
Booty traps?
That's what I said. Booby traps.
Oh, okay. So then as he goes to try to like fuck around or whatever, Mikey ends up pulling this string and then sets off a different booby trap. So then they all have to run before they get crushed by giant fucking rocks.
Wow.
But luckily they got the candles, aka dynamite sticks. So you like that whole scene was, I mean, it's okay, but then I think it's funnier whenever Bran moves the rock and all the fucking bats come out.
The Batman.
The Batman. The Batman. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Then they end up finding the wishing well next. And then they decide to take back
That's where they are.
their wishes. Well, Mouth does anyway. And then that's whenever Troy's up top talking shit because he's trying to bang out Andy. And silly hoe.
Crazy hoe.
And he makes the wish and throws the quarter down. They throw well, I guess it's a quarter. I don't fucking know. Like that thing was huge. It was like a fucking silver dollar or some shit. Which I mean, it might have been like because them 50-cent pieces back in the 80s were pretty fucking. They were everywhere. Like I used to have a shitload of them when I was a kid. But then they end up finding this fucking little lock on copper pot. So they're looking for it, and then like they just find it with ease, of course, and try to unlock this little 3 stones keyhole thing, and then more booby traps come, and then the fucking thing like locks up Mikey. Fucking Data falls down, fucking shoots off one of his little invention gadgets.
What was it called again?
The Pincher's Apparel. So his fake ass fucking chompy teeth that you see like clacking around, little toy teeth, somehow have enough strength to fucking bite onto a fucking rock.
Yeah.
That is pointed and it's pointed down. And then he has like a super slinky on to where he doesn't fucking like it, like kind of like recoils him back up a little bit once it straightens out. And then he's like, I found another room. So then they all fucking climb down there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like these little gadgets, like his ass was dead. Like I want to see I want to see the horror movie version of this. Like they would have all died really, really early.
I like how Data has his own theme music that comes on every time he gets one of his inventions out.
Yeah.
Data talks about himself in the third person. Data's falling.
Data's great. Data is great. So they all go down there somehow. Like they end up, I guess they had the rope on them or they found a rope or I don't fucking know. Rope-a-dope. They did some crazy shit.
That was when they were at the piano, right?
What?
When Data falls?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, it goes down where the spikes are, and then once they get past that, they go in.
Yeah, they climb down there because they find the new room, and then that's kind of like leads them to their next task of playing the bones. You got to play the bones. If you hit the wrong note too many times, you're dead.
Well, didn't they have to take a piss first?
They did take a piss
that's
first.
right.
Pee break.
It's that little interaction between Andy and Mikey.
Yeah, and it was pretty weird. That was a weird scene.
That was weird. I don't think about it. Watching it as an adult.
There's a couple of scenes that you're like, what?
Yeah, like it's very, very weird.
I don't understand why Andy decides like this is the moment that I'm going to kiss Brand, and I'm going to do it in this dark cave with my eyes closed. This is her brilliant idea.
Why wouldn't you?
So then she tries to summon him in, and he's just annoyed. He's like, how are you saying? Like, what's she ragging about?
Yeah.
That's just funny. Yeah, because he's just like, I'm over this chick. Like, what the fuck does she want? Go check this shit out. This bitch is nuts. But then, like, I like the part because like it cuts back to like Chunk, so he's still trying to get help or whatever. And then he's on the phone with the sheriff, and he's always starting shit. Like you can tell in the beginning, like he's always trying to like he just makes up shit because he was trying to say like Michael Jackson was at his house. He's like, all right, Brand, it wasn't Michael Jackson, but it was his sister.
And he used the bathroom. He came in. Michael Jackson came to your house to use the bathroom.
In Oregon, in Astoria, Oregon, which is who fucking knows where. Like Michael Jackson probably don't even know what this place is. Although he was on set apparently with them hanging out one day. That's how him and Corey became friends. Which I don't know. That's, I guess, hearsay kind of. I don't know. Can't ask Michael about it. Yeah, you can't ask Michael about it. But I mean, he was definitely on set though. From what all the other interviews I've seen for everything. And then they make the Gremlins reference. He's like, yeah, Lawrence, like the time you talked about them little monsters every time you get them wet or whatever. Going back to reference some Spielberg shit. I did like that part. That was good shit.
Little Easter egg.
Yeah, Easter eggs. But then the Fratellis end up throwing Chunk in with their other son that you meet, that you kind of see, but not really. So then they lock him in this room with him, and then he like turns around to say hi, and then the other guy just starts kind of screaming and yelling and shit, and Chunk freaks out because he's like deformed, which is one of the other main characters, Sloth, which if you've seen this movie, Sloth, like you just run around saying, hey, you guys, and just keep quoting Sloth lines. That's where the Baby Ruth come in handy. Because fucking, I guess Chunk has a Baby Ruth in his pocket for no reason. Because he's fat. And then he tries to feed it to him. And he's like, here, catch. And he fucking tosses it. Fucking smacks him right in the head. And then lands on the floor. And he gets all pissed off. And he's chained to the wall. And breaks his chains off. And then he fucking gives Chunk a big ass kiss and starts feeding him fucking Baby Ruths and shit.
I mean, even leading up to this, I mean, with Sloth, I think Donner does a good job of kind of, we don't get to see too much of the monster quite yet. You see different flashes, like whenever his brother's downstairs messing with him, and you just see like kind of shadows, and you see the shackles in his arms. You hear the different moans and everything like that, and it's not till Chunk is right there and he turns and you get to see the full face of Sloth, and you're like, wow, this guy looks pretty messed up.
What was that guy's name? John what? Matt?
Oh shoot,
man's something. I got some fucked up notes. They're everywhere.
Tuzek.
Yeah, Matuzek. Which that makeup would suck because they said it took 4 to 5 hours or whatever.
Yeah. But
like that one whole side of his face was nothing but like mechanical, like animatronic type shit. Kind of like the same way they were doing with the new Toxic Avenger. Like it's just you're underneath all this fucking prosthetics and shit, and then plus you got the animatronics in there grinding away. So like I'm sure he probably had headaches most days whenever he was in full makeup.
Well, they said he never complained about it, so
no. But I mean, he had to. Like from what they said, like he was like the nicest and sweetest dude ever. Like he would always hang out and play with the kids and shit, and just didn't complain about a goddamn thing. Like you can't go fucking wrong with that. You gotta love it. Oh Jesus, I'm breaking shit over here. Breaking shit.
Played for the Raiders.
At least you didn't spit on nobody. Oh yeah, so the kids are running away from the Fratellis. And then they're about to go in like this other little cave section. And then they're like, well, we got to figure out a way to get away from these guys. And there's like this giant log. And then Data decides, hey, I got some slick shoes.
Slick shoes? Are you crazy?
Slick shoes. So then he fucking somehow has a little contraption of oil, and his heels pop down and squirts oil everywhere.
That always reminds me of Spy Hunter. Remember that game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You drive in and you can shoot that oil slick out.
Yeah, that's a good game. I fucking love that game.
What was that one game they said in here? Shit. They were making fun of him like they were like God damn it, now I can't think of it. I think they were making fun of Chunk. and pole position. That's what it was. Like, as low as your score on pole position or something like that.
Huh?
Never mind. You remember the game Pole Position?
I don't.
Oh. All right then.
Speaking of poles, so the slick shoes, the fucking Fratelli brothers are running across the log and do like little flips and end up smacking their poles on this log and crushing their nuts. And then a big wave comes through and kind of like, I thought it would take them out, but then like they just catch up rather quickly. They catch up pretty quick no matter which way you look at it. Like, I think the kids had a way longer head start than for them to catch up so quick.
Well, yeah.
Like, I think they would have made it completely through. Like, this is kind of like Home Alone before Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like
Home Alone in a cave.
Bunch of booby traps.
Mhm.
Booby traps.
Booby traps.
Booby
That's what I said.
traps.
Booty traps.
Booty traps.
You
And
can't
then-
forget, like, whenever they're going through that one area where all the pipes are and they decide to make all the noise, and it ends up doing all this kind of crazy shit above ground where, like, these guys are in the shower and the fucking shit blows up and everything like that. And then once Chunk and Sloth start coming through, they see all the pipes going all over the place. So
Mikey's definitely been through here.
he freaks out. He grabs the pipe and just shoves them up. And then all of a sudden you just hear a car crash and woman scream and then a siren. And he's just like,
What do you think the car saw when it slammed on the brakes? Like that?
I just never hear that lady scream because she's screaming bloody murder. Like, I want to know what the fuck happened up there.
well, it's so comedic because it's like,
Well,
okay,
like,
it's like, yeah, it's like they instantly crash and then you hear the siren like the ambulance was there and like instantly.
Well,
So, you know,
I was watching this one fucking interviews with some of the actors and shit, and like what had happened in like the original draft or whatever was whenever Chunk or Sloth shows all those pipes back up in there, like somehow what also happens is he lets, like, whenever he does that, like, it sets off all the gates and stuff for the zoo and all the animals get out. So all the animals are up there running around. So that's probably what the crash was from. Because somebody probably fucking hit an elephant or something. And maybe like the lions or tigers were out. So that lady screams. And then the cops were like, I really got to get there quick. So I was like, I kind of want to see this fucking cut. Because if they just would show like a shitload of animals just running around up on top of the streets, that'd be fucking great.
I just want to see that car slam on the brakes. God, that cracked me up.
Probably about to hit a wild animal.
I went back over that part I don't know how many times, and I just kept laughing. It's still funny. I don't know why. The sound of that car slamming on the brakes and crashing just cracks me up.
Like, I wish we could show clips of like.
I almost put that in here, but I was like,
I just mean like right now, like instead of like how we do like the clip of the week, we could just get more shit to just show like clips from the movie. But I don't know how YouTube would like that.
You can get stills. We could start doing stills, like when we're talking about something. Like you do that, like a screenshot of Sloth, like just hold the pipes up with his eyes kind of like what the fuck did I just do?
Oh. What was that one deleted scene? What the fuck? Like in that scene right there, like what was Chunk talking about? He had a friend with a hairy neck and he only hung out at nighttime.
Yeah, because he was trying to reassure Chunk or Sloth. God, I always fucking mix them up.
Me too.
He's trying to reassure Sloth that he's not like too fucked up looking. He's like, oh,
I mean, he really doesn't even know what he looks like. I mean, he does, but I don't think he fucking cares.
Well, that's the thing. It's a film about relationships. You see the bond between all the Goonies. You see the bond that builds between Chunk and Sloth. You got the bond between the brothers, even though they're always at each other's throats. So, it's like everybody has their own bond in a way, and it's just about them, going through this adventure. So,
yeah. But then so once the Fratellis and shit get their bounds back after slamming their nuts into a log, they end up like running through this thing, and they like come up upon this organ, which is just nothing but fucking like skeleton and bones and shit, which is a fucking like, I would love to have that shit, especially if it fucking worked. Like I would keep that. I'd just have that shit in my house chilling.
I'm surprised nobody has made one yet.
Right? There's got to be one out there somewhere. That's like probably in Rob Zombie's house.
Maybe.
I can see him collecting some shit like that.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, or him. Like he's got a lot of crazy shit in his house too.
Who?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I saw him over the weekend too. They had the Frankenstein premiere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That means that's just coming out soon, eh?
Dude, Guillermo del Toro, one of the nicest people ever. Like he stood outside and signed for so many fans and was talking to fans, and you had other Hispanic people, you know, being able to show their appreciation to him. Like he was just going back and forth in Spanish with all these different fans and everything like that. So it was cool to see. But yeah, this Frankenstein movie looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's the one with Christian Bale, right? Or no, that's his. Is the Netflix one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's doing the one with Christian Bale? That's fuck. What's her lips?
Oh, hit that Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Maggie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's doing The Bride, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one with Christian Bale in it.
Oh, okay.
Where he's the
This
fucking
one-
monster.
Guillermo's has Christoph Waltz, Oscar Isaac,
Yeah.
Mia Goth, and Jacob Elordi.
Christoph Waltz is badass.
Oscar Isaac is really good too.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good movie.
I think so. It looks cool.
Yeah. And he's a huge hard nut, so I'm sure he'll do it justice. He will have to do it justice. But Andy ends up playing the bones, and they almost die at some point. Fucking the Fratellis are chasing him, and then Data pulls out another invention with his fucking, like, he's got to have like the biggest jacket ever, because he's fucking hiding a boxing glove on like this fucking retractable fucking, I don't even know what you call it. It's not a spring. It's more like just like a brace, like a accordion or some shit, and fucking punches him in the face and knocks him back down the hill to buy him a few more minutes. And he runs in and falls into Andy and fucking hits another bad note. So like this whole fucking floor pretty much is gone by the time they end up getting the trap door down and go through there and then go down one of the craziest water slides ever.
I think it would be cool if somebody did, like, because every once in a while you'll have some company come around and they'll do like some kind of specialized pop-up for a film, like for an anniversary or whatever. And like I think they did like Big Kahuna Burger out in LA one year, where they just made up a place to make it look like Big Kahuna Burger, and they served burgers and shit like that for like a weekend. Stuff like that. I feel like if you took like an old water park and converted it to like a Goonies themed water park, that would be really cool. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, with the kids nowadays, they might just be like, I don't know what the fuck Goonies is. But I think the adults that grew up with this would love that. They'd be like, oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, like I said, like that water slide looks dope, and it's like complete like enclosed tube, so you don't have to worry about flying out of it.
That's what they should do at Universal.
Closed ones.
They still do like the Water World show at Universal. And I'm like, Water World, it was a long time ago, and nobody gives a shit about that. Do something like the Goonies.
That was a terrible movie.
You know, it's a fine production. You know, they do a good job with it all, but it's just
Right.
Water World isn't like a fan favorite. You know, this film is more revered than that. So
Yeah,
it's like if you just took that whole setup where, you know, you got Sloth coming in and doing his bit and all the kids running around, you know, I think that would be cool. They did. I remember, I think down at it might have been Disney, where they were doing the Indiana Jones kind of remake. It's not remake, but like they do a little performance where the guy is playing Indiana Jones, and he goes in, and you got the ball that comes down where he's trying to get the.
Yeah. I went and saw that Never Out with the Universe whenever I was like 9 or some shit.
Yeah, I remember that shit. I was like, oh, that's cool. It looks just like the movie.
Right. I remember I think there was something one time where the guy that was playing Indian during that little performance or whatever, like he literally fell off the stage and like fucking really got hurt and he almost died.
Huh?
Yeah.
So then they had to close it down for a while. So I'm like, that's pretty fucking wild. Like that'd be a weird ass day at work. Like what happened? Well, I was running from this giant fucking boulder and I fell off the set.
What?
Yeah, just like any stunt, there's gonna be
Shit happens. No, but they fall out and they're like all like happy that they're like away from the Fratellis and shit. And then that's whenever they first look over and see the boat. So then they realize they found One-Eyed Willie's boat. So they know where all the treasure's at. Now I want to see the Fratellis going down the water slide. They don't show that scene.
no.
We were talking like before, like whenever Data falls down the hole where the spikes are, and then there's the rope there, and they're like, they went this way. Like, there's no way that they're getting Mama Fratelli down there. Like, she's gonna have to lag back. Like, I don't know how they would get her down there without pulling the rope up, tying like a rope around her, and then like lowering her down. I guess they could have done that, but they still wouldn't.
But then that would have given the Goonies more time to get away.
That's what I'm saying. Like how fast they catch these kids is not gonna happen.
Yeah, usually a lot, not only going down the slide or going down the rope or anything like that. Like whenever, like you said, they fall on the logs, and then the big water rushes in, and wipes them out. Like you don't even see the mother go across
No.
or anything like that. So it's kind of just a leap of faith type thing. Like we said,
man,
there's a lot of stuff that you're just kind of like you see it and you're like, wait, what? How did that work? And but it's one of these fun films where it's like you can't take it too serious.
No, I mean, because as a kid, you're just sitting there watching the adventure. You don't give a fuck what's going on, really.
Yeah,
you're just having fun with watching these kids try to get some not buried treasure, but some pirate treasure. Which I'm ready to go. Let's go find a fucking pirate adventure.
That's that's the thing. I right now, as a grown ass man, I would love to do something like that.
Yeah, me too.
Find a legitimate treasure map and go out and
you can go spelunking and find a fucking, I don't know, something.
Well, there was an author. I'm trying to think what his name is, but he wrote a book where he went out and he placed 5 different treasures in the United States, and he wrote a book about it with all these different clues to go in and find them. I don't know if any have been found yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? A Treasure Inside, I think it is.
I saw some video on YouTube about that shit.
Yeah, John Collins Black wrote a book. There's Treasure Inside. And he spent years doing this where he went around, because I don't know if he made money. I don't know if it was through Bitcoin or somewhere. But he had all this money, and he decided he loved this type of thing where you would go on treasure hunts and stuff like that, the concept of it. So he decided to create his own treasure hunt where he was going to take things like I think he purchased like a real gold coin that was like one of the doubloons almost like that is portrayed in this film. Like a rare Pokemon card, all kinds of different things like Amelia Earhart's autograph, stuff like that that's worth a significant amount of money. And so he made these boxes with these different themed treasures inside and hid them throughout the United States, and then wrote this book with all kinds of different clues hidden inside of it for people to try to figure out and find the treasures. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. I would love to do something like that. I just don't have the time.
Oh yeah, me either. But I'm down. I like to go on a little adventure. But once they get to the boat,
ship,
and the ship, the pirate.
Yeah,
ship.
It's not a boat. It's not a dinghy. All right, show some respect.
That's not a schooner. It's a sailboat. You dumb bastard.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
You dumb bastard. No, but I like whenever fucking Data's standing there and he falls to the floor and he just starts bitching because he's like, Data's always falling. And he's like, take the stairs. He's like, you take the stairs. Like the guy up there, take the stairs. He's
When
like,
Data's falling.
When Data's falling. It's like, I'm always spending all this time, all this effort on these
Months
inventions.
and months and months.
Like, his little fucking rant is so good there. Like, I fucking love him in this movie. He cracks me up. He's like a little fucking 007. But then,
I always think more Inspector Gadget.
well, that too, yeah. He's more like Mr. Bean.
P.
Like with that fucking Johnny English or whatever the fuck that stupid movie was.
No.
Just fucking nonsense. Gadget's always misfiring. But then, so whenever they get in there and they like get the looking for the gold or whatever, and then Mikey has his little heartfelt speech with Mr. One-Eyed Willie, and which is definitely a weird ass name. They could have used a different name besides Willie, because yeah,
Why?
I told Dave it should be the purple-headed yogurt slinger monster or pirate. Maybe that's what his
That's
vessel.
much better.
Maybe that's what his vessel's called. His ship.
His vessel.
His ship. But then, like, yeah, like even then, like they're in there like loading their pockets up with gold and jewels and all this and that, and then they're like, hey, we can fucking do some Hardy Boy shit and lead some jewels down one tunnel and hide in another one and then dip out when the Fratellis come, and then boom, they're fucking there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, like they're just there out of nowhere. Like, so then they end up fucking making them empty all their pockets and shit. Fucking Mouth has a mouth full of jewels. And then they decide to make them walk the plank, which to me, like, I was like, if I can fucking get away from you guys by just jumping back into this fucking water and then I'll be safe, fuck it. I'm out.
Yeah, it's not like you're out in the middle of the ocean or there's
Right.
shark infested waters.
Right. Like, you're already in there once.
Well,
There's no imminent danger. Like if you go down in the water, you can just climb back out because that's what
Right. Shoreline's right there
and Ramsey does.
where all the cliffs are.
Yeah, so
Yeah, like the only thing you see is there's an octopus in the water that you don't know about till later. But then you can go and find a deleted scene, which looked fucking terrible, but apparently octopi do not like Walkmans that work underwater shoved in their beaker hole. It just makes them dance backwards.
I wouldn't either.
Name of the song, like 8 Arms, something.
Something weird shit like that.
Yeah.
8 Arms Holding You or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't either. So then, like, they're having their little thing or whatever.
8 Arms to Hold You
8 Arms to Hold You.
by the Goon Squad.
Perfect.
But I mean, if I was Mouth, I would have just swallowed those freaking jewels. It's like I'll shit them out later.
Right. He's like, I take shits.
Now, you know, you could have the pearl necklace. I'll just give Mama the pearl necklace.
Well, it was like the one scene we were talking about too, whenever they're on the ship and the Fratellis have him, and then Data tries to pull out his boxing glove little gimmick again, and instead he ends up fucking shooting the fucking the Pincher's apparel into fucking Francis's nuts, and then his brother tries to pry it open with a sword, and it's like, whoa, like what are you doing? Like, I'm fucking gonna castrate this guy on a fucking boat.
Yeah, the swords look super fake.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's still like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even care if it was fake. I wouldn't want anybody holding that shit next to my junk, trying to pry some shit open.
No,
And then fucking, you end up getting Sloth and Chunk showing up out of nowhere, already on top of the ship's sails, and then they kind of reference whenever Chunk first meets Sloth, he Old Chuck Nasty. Yeah, so you would just swallow the jewels, huh? Sorry,
I would.
You guys had to stop in and say, hey, my man Chuck. Like I said, we will run our ads later and give you some info on the nasty. Swallowing jewels. This fucking guy. No, so then, like I said, like chunk of them show up, and then like whenever they first met, Sloth is watching a pirate movie, and the guy like shakes a knife and slides it into the sail, and then kind of like rides it down like an elevator. So they do the same thing, but then Chunk's little tagline of Sloth. See, now you got me fucking do it. Whenever he's up at the top and he's like, "Hey, you guys," which is one of the famous super quotes of the movie. Anybody that's seen Goonies, if you ask me if they've seen Goonies, odds are they're going to say, "Hey, you guys."
They're gonna, yeah. If anybody, if you say, "Hey, you guys," if you say Rocky Road, if you say Baby Ruth,
Baby Ruth,
if you say what's that other one? If you mention Truffle Shuffle,
yeah.
people are gonna immediately know what you're talking about.
Man, I don't know if you guys noticed before, but on my refrigerator, I have a magnet of Chunk, and it says Truffle Shuffle on it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where I gave it. Somebody gave that shit to me forever ago. Was that you?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I even have a Big Kahuna Burger magnet.
That's that Hawaiian burger joint, right?
Yeah. My buddy Mark sent me that shit from San Diego whenever he moved out there because they had the pop-up out there whenever he went out there.
Jacking it.
Royale with cheese. No, but so in the movie, like they're Sloth and them try to save up the kids or whatever, and then they all end up just jumping off the fucking ship anyway. So I don't know why they were all worried about fucking walking the plank. Because then, like at the end, like even Andy's like walking the plank was very scary, and it's like no, like you're just fucking jumping into some fucking clear ass water. Like it's not like they're in some stagnant hole or whatever. Like they're just hanging out. Like that's some crystal clear blue water.
A stagnant hole.
So I don't know what the big deal was on that. So then, like,
are you trying to say that One-Eyed Willie is going to drive his vessel into a stagnant hole?
Yes,
Big cock coming out of your mouth sounds dirty.
it does. That's how we got the syphilis.
Oh wow! Okay.
That was a big pirate disease back in the day. That's what they said.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
No, I just got that weird ass fucking skit in my head from Key and Peele whenever they were pirates. That shit was funny.
It was funny because Chunk and Sloth show up and they got these fucking
Pirate hats.
these pirate hats that look like something from like a Dollar Tree.
Island.
Yeah, they don't like. It would be one thing if they showed up and they had like the pirate hats that belonged to these guys that were old and musty, but these look like the generic pirate hats that they got at a party store.
Right.
It's like, where'd you get those? And how'd you get all the way up there?
Right, without anybody knowing that they were even there, because you would have thought they would have heard them fall out of the fucking water tubes.
So I mean, so then the line of reasoning would be that while the Fratellis were down with the Goonies in the room with the jewels and everything like that, that Sloth and Chunk showed up. They got on the boat and they climbed to the top of the mast, waiting for them to come out and then surprise them at the right moment.
Yes.
Okay.
We gotta do like a skit, like a little short, like spoof thing too, like them being on this boat and then go to like Lethal Weapon 4 whenever Joe Pesci's like bitching about everything being nautical. The dude up
Dave?
the street runs a store. Yeah, Dave.
Hey, this is Dave's.
Join into the conversation.
Chuck Nasty says, the dude up the street that runs the store I always go to thinks my name is Chunk. I just let him think it. My niece always called me that too.
Yo, I don't know how many times doing my notes, whenever I was about to write Chunk, I kept writing Chuck.
Chunk Nasty.
Chunk Nasty. You got to sign some books, Chunk. See if anybody notices.
Best wishes, Chunk.
Yeah, but then fucking Sloth is pretty much like fighting his brothers and shit. And then they decide to play like jump rope. Then he gets all pissed off and tears his shirt off to reveal his Superman shirt with his little fucking gimmick hat on. And then they do the jump rope thing, and he kind of like grabs him and like does like the goofy comedy shit where he like clanks them both together and they get knocked out, and he ties them up and pulls them up and has them hanging from a fucking sail. And then he just looks over and fucking Mama's like,
We're in deep shit, Francis. I like how they freak out. You know, once he rips the shirt off, like, okay, now we're in trouble. And mom's got to try to soothe the baby.
well, it's just funny because like he has a Superman shirt on, but then he's like, Sloth. And they're like, oh shit. Sloth. It's like, oh shit.
That's what the S really stands for. It's not Superman.
Stands for hope. And then he fucking picks up his mom and she starts, before that, she starts singing to him like the fucking
Rockabye baby.
Rockabye Baby song. And they get to the part where like he falls and he's like, fall. She's like, I only dropped you once, maybe twice.
Maybe twice. No big deal, you know, dropping a baby.
Tosses her off the ship. He's like, fuck this. And he just dives in.
So would you say, wait, let me see, what year was it? What year was Throw Mama from the Train?
87 ish.
Was it 87? I was like 80.
Yeah, 87. So technically that's the sequel, right? Because you could consider this Throw Mama from the Ship. Right?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Throw Mama from the Ship, Throw Mama from the Train. She's been thrown from the, you know, when's she getting thrown out of a plane?
I was just thinking planes, trains, and automobiles. And
Snakes
ships.
on a plane.
Snakes on a plane.
Mama on the train.
Fuck you, Eddie Kim.
Plane. Now I'm all mixed up.
Fuck you, Eddie Kim. Wrong movie. No, but like as like they're all like he's like they jumped off the fucking ship and get to like the shore, and then they're all like just they're just standing in the water though, because like the water's not deep over by like the fucking bank. And then they're like kind of like cheering Sloth on. And then you can see Mama climbing back up the side of the ship. And then she cuts the kids down. And then they kind of start strangling each other because they keep fucking the one brother, Jake, keeps trying to say that Francis wears a toupee. And he's like, I do not wear a hairpiece. Even though he pulls it off at one point because they have a bunch of bats flying around. So, like, you know, like, it's full of shit or whatever. And then it, like, kind of slides off whenever his hair gets all wet. But then them two start fucking having their little sibling feud. And then, it's just funny because whenever Sloth is walking over to his mom before he throws her off, whenever he's like, Mama, you've been bad. And she's like, I know. I did it for you. She has that raspy voice.
Well, she cuts down the brothers, and then they fall, and they're like, "Hey, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah," and he's like, then they immediately go back into choking each other.
Yeah, and then they end up going into the ship and trying to steal because they're like, "Let's go find the gold," but they have like literally like a pile of gold on the fucking deck of the ship that they had the kids drop. Right. So then they actually go back up to where Willie is and start stealing his jewels. And
they want it all.
Like they think they set off another booby trap, but I guess if you take his gold, it is a booby trap that sets the ship up to sail. because like
It
all
raises
the ropes
the anchor. That's for sure.
Yeah, the anchor comes up, and then like all the sails like tighten down, and then I don't fucking know because he's in a cave and he got trapped in there and he died. So like, it's just weird. And then they're trying to get out, and they find a little hole. So they're trying to find a way to get through the hole. And for some reason, Data's like, I got my candle. So why would you want a candle?
Is it a stagnant hole?
No, this one's you can breathe. It's air.
Okay.
It's good air. Perrier. So then fucking he gets like get a candle or whatever for I have no idea what reason. Then he finds out it's dynamite. He's got a bunch of JJ Walker sticks. And then they throw it in there. And then they end up blowing that hole. And then all the fucking rocks start crumbling down. And then the whole fucking cave starts falling apart. So it's like, what the fuck just happened? And then Sloth ends up picking up this giant fucking boulder. And they can crawl through his legs to get out. Which there's no way he would have picked that boulder up. I don't care how strong he is.
He's got super strength, man.
He's Sloth, man.
Sloth.
But then they end up getting out, and then you see like them walking up on like you get like to like the shoreline of outside the cave, and the cops are on 4-wheelers. And they're like, what the fuck's that one cop say? You quoted that shit before it even happened.
Oh, there's them goobers.
Yeah. And like, they're just like all running and screaming. They're like, well, they weren't here 5 minutes ago. He's like, they're here now.
Yes, sir.
So then like that whole ordeal comes, and they're like, well, you better call Harold or whatever, the sheriff. They make one phone call apparently. Then the fucking news crew comes.
Yeah, everybody.
A shitload of more cops. All the fucking parents.
The whole town.
Yeah, the whole fucking town shows up because they found these kids that have been gone for probably
6 hours, maybe.
Well, maybe a little longer, but not much, man. Like,
I mean, it's still daylight.
yeah. But I don't know. Like, did it go overnight? Because I know, like, the one scene, whenever Brand gets thrown from that car, it's kind of dark out.
No,
So are they gone just overnight, and now it's morning?
I don't think so.
We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think so, and you don't know. Like, they don't have any kind of set time frame for this whole fucking thing.
But it's funny because like all the real estate people were there to have him sign the contract. Like, why wouldn't this be going on somewhere else? Like
Yeah.
everybody shows up and nobody has any kind of vested interest except the parents, who would not think that their children are missing because there's been nothing to indicate that.
Right.
As of yet, except that they're not home.
Yeah. And I don't think there's any school going on because they were even saying, like, once the next time you go to school, you're going to be in a new town. So it's got to be summer vacation.
Because Chunk doesn't get away to tell the police. He calls them and he gives them a little bit of information, but the cop doesn't even believe him
because he's always calling the cops about random shit.
He starts to believe him once the phone goes dead. Like, okay, he might be serious because that's odd. So you might start to investigate. You might start to investigate at that point, but I don't think you would call up all the parents and be like, hey, all your kids are missing and being hunted by this family of
well, they don't even know
criminals.
the Fratellis, do they? Does Chunk tell them it's the Fratellis?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Did he?
I think he does.
Because they sound shocked because they show up on the beach and they're like, whoa, it's the Fratellis. Like, fucking what happened?
I'm pretty sure he does. Because he
Isn't
says
like-
he says where he's at, and I think he says the Fratellis and dead bodies, and I think he tells them about Sloth.
Well, it's funny because they had like that little heartfelt moment there before the Fratellis show up where they're like talking to each other and having a good time, and then fucking Andy ended up making out with fucking Mikey there in the cave, and then she's like, if you keep kissing girls the way you do, the parts that you don't work so good are going to end up catching up or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck?
That's the
I want to know
strange.
the age difference between Brand and him. It can only be a couple years probably, but maybe like 3 or 4 years.
But I mean, who would ever say something like that?
I don't know. It's kind of like whenever Steph and Mouth are talking, their interaction's really fucking kind of goofy too.
Yeah.
She's like, like what she say? Something about your words are nice whenever your mouth's not screwing it up or something. And he's like, your looks are kind of pretty too, and your face isn't fucking it up.
Yeah, and you're ugly.
It's like, what the fuck? Like some backwards. I mean, I love backwards ass comments, but those ones don't make any sense.
But what Andy says to Mikey,
yeah,
that's way off. Like how do you even like? Okay, it's one thing. Like, oh, if you keep kissing girls like that, then you're not gonna have any problem. Like if you just say something like basic like that, then that's fine. But like, why is she gonna talk about his parts?
He has asthma. That's about it, right?
His parts that aren't working. I don't know.
He has asthma because he just
he says fuck the inhaler. He's like, I don't need it.
It was all in his head.
I mean, probably.
I don't know. Very strange.
But it is funny too, huh?
What was the scariest part? The octopus.
the octopus that didn't actually exist in the film.
Yeah, because that throws people off whenever you get to that part of the film and they're like, "Oh, the octopus." And you're like, "Octopus? What the fuck, octopus?" So a lot of people, not till like years later when you have like the DVD that has the deleted scenes, finally get to see it. I always felt like it was one of those Mandela effect things because I always felt like I saw the octopus scene.
See, I was telling Dave that too, but I don't know if it's because I did see like the deleted scene years later, or if I am thinking of Popeye.
Yep, that's exactly
Popeye's fighting the octopus to save olive oil.
That's exactly what it is because I thought the same thing, and I was sitting there and I was like, I bet it was. I'm thinking of Robin Williams as Popeye, and he goes under and he's like, after he ate the spinach,
twists up his forearm.
Yeah. And then blast that octopus in the air because I always remember that from that.
He beat that pussy up.
He did. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. It's one of those Mandela effects.
Can't use that one anymore.
What? Gone. You're welcome. Less work for you. No, but then fucking we were talking too, because like dude shows up to have these papers signed by Mr. Walsh. Yeah. Fucking what the hell's his name? Mr. Perkins. And then he's like, Sheriff, I'm glad you're here. You gotta witness this or whatever. And then like we were talking about earlier, like Rosalita's just going through people's bullshit. Like she's just fucking hanging out in the background, just going through people's pockets. And then she finds this fucking marble bag full of jewels. And it's like, what is she saying? No pen, no sign. So then, like, they just finally, like, first you got to sell these fucking jewels or find someone that's going to give you money for them before you can just, like, keep your fucking island or township or house or whatever the fuck they were buying. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's still a lot of questions, but it's still always a good movie. I feel like people are going to think we hate on these movies that we say we like. It's because we kind of pick them apart some, but we still love them. We just, being older and watching them again, like, you kind of just notice things. Like usually if I'm watching it for a podcast, I'll kind of pick more. If I just have it on fucking around, like I don't really pay much attention to it, like the little shit. Like it's just kind of like you just brush it under the rug.
We talk about this a lot, but it all depends on when you see a film sometimes. Certain films have expiration dates. We've talked about before with Blair Witch. If you didn't see it that opening weekend, you kind of missed the boat there. And you never quite understand the experience that other people have because you watch it and you're like, oh, well, it's not the same. But like, with Goonies, if you didn't watch it as a kid, then you might sit there and watch it and be like, this doesn't make any sense or whatever. When we were younger, we watched it and it had that like we said, that kind of feel to where, you're going out and you're having an adventure with your friends, you're finding treasure, this sort of thing. So that's what appealed to us when we were younger. And now going back and revisiting it as old assholes, I tend to more enjoy the kind of chemistry that Chunk and Sloth have. I think, the comedy between those two is great. And then the comedy between Davi and Pants as the brothers is great. So I think I enjoyed that more so revisiting it now than the kid stuff, where it's like, okay,
Right.
going out for a treasure hunt and all this. So
Yeah, because it's funny because once you're on the island or out on the shore or whatever, and Chunk's talking because they have to protect Sloth because the cops are ready to fucking shoot him, and then he picks up the one cop by the shirt collar, which I'm pretty sure somebody would have tased his ass or shot him at that point. But then Chunk's just like, "You're gonna come live with me now," and it's like, "I hope you better fucking
Does
talk to
your
your
mom
yeah."
know
Like
about
I was waiting for a reaction shot from the parents, like, that motherfucker ain't living with us.
right, because he's a big ass dude, man. He fucking eat everything in the house.
But Sloth has a home.
But I guess Chunk and his sister probably eat everything in the house too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
His fucking mom shows up with a fucking Domino's pizza for a fucking rescue. Like, oh, my son, I'm gonna better take him some fucking pizza. Like, what? Like, what the fuck?
That's his gimmick. He eats everything, man. Speaking of deleted scenes where they're in this grocery store or whatever, and he's just knee deep in this cooler eating out of ice cream cartons.
Just fucking slurping away. Yeah, but then they all see that fucking pirate ship come out, and they're like, "Well, oh my god, look at that!" Like we were talking about, you go fucking get another boat and haul your ass out there, and you commandeer that fucking pirate ship, and you got bank.
Yeah, that would be my first.
There's fucking millions of dollars on that.
My first thought. There's hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, and the ship alone,
the gold, the jewels, everything, the historical value of all the stuff in there. It's like, hey, we need to get out there and get that right now.
Yeah, because like we said, if they're Mr. Walsh is a curator at a museum, that fucking whole town just turned into a goddamn tourist exhibit.
Yeah,
you can keep all that shit there.
Maybe that's what happened. I
mean, it would make sense. That's what should happen. But I think they just let that fucking ship sail off into the sunset and fucking
with the terrible graphics.
Oh, that's so bad, so bad. But anything else you guys want to talk about with Goonies? I don't know if we missed anything or kind of went through it.
Don't make a second one. Leave it the hell alone.
I mean, they've been teasing a second one the last couple of years.
The time has passed. Don't make a second one.
No, you don't need it. And it's, like we said,
and fuck the games are hard.
The nostalgia. This is a film that it's rooted in nostalgia for many generations. It's one of those ones where you can look back and, like we said, share that moment in time where you hung out with your friends and you went on adventures and things like that. So you can always look back and see that, and it's a good starting point for a lot of these actors. They went on to do great things. Sean Astin, so many great films. Lord of the Rings, everything he's done along the way. Josh Brolin, he's crushing it. Corey Feldman, the list goes on and on here. Ki Kwan, Joe Pants, so many great actors in this film. And it's like we talk about how there's a lot of things that don't make sense, but it's one of those films where you're having so much fun that you don't have to nitpick when it comes, because there's so many times we're sitting here and we poke holes in things and we nitpick about certain shit or whatever, like we just saw it with Toxic Avenger, a couple of weeks ago. It's one of those ones where it's goofy, any Troma film for that matter. It's goofy, right. And that's kind of the point, and you have fun with it. And this is one of those ones where you just have fun with it. You don't take it too serious, and you just go along for the ride. So it's one of those ones that's always going to kind of live on. People who saw it when they were kids love it, and the people nowadays that see it might not have that same opinion, but whenever you see a film, it definitely gives you a different experience, as opposed to seeing it when it first comes out, seeing it as a child, seeing it as an adult. You're always going to have a kind of different perspective of how you view things. And I think for most of us, seeing the Goonies as kids, Goonies are never going to die.
Goonies never say die.
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, this movie was really popular when it came out. It was a fun summer movie when it came out. And the tie-in with Cyndi Lauper at the time, she was everywhere at the time.
Yeah.
MTV was still kind of brand new, and she had that great music video that featured a lot of the wrestlers. I wonder what that set was like with Roddy Piper, Iron Sheik, Freddie Blassie, and all those guys on the set. Yeah, Captain Lou. Yeah, this movie was really popular when it came out, and I remember seeing it quite well many times. And yeah, it's just a fun movie. You love the characters, you love the moments. There's several quotes, which quotes is something we always look for when we pick out our favorite movies. Yeah, it's just a fun movie, man. Entertaining as hell. And again, don't make a second one.
No,
just leave it alone.
The last 2 weeks doing this, like this film, and then last week we did Bloodsport, and like the past 2 weeks just took me back to being a fucking kid again.
Yeah.
Like, just felt like the stress of life melt away, and just fucking 2 hours of stress-free remembrance of childhood. Like, it's fucking good time. It's like, that's one of the good benefits of doing a podcast talking about just every genre of every kind of movie we could ever think of. Because we watched a lot of films when we were kids and played a lot of games, including that fucking Goonies game for NES, Goonies 1 and 2. Fuck those games.
Don't forget Mousetrap.
Mousetrap's a bitch. Fucking little bastard never dove into the tub. But
I used to sing that song all the time. What was it?
Craziest trap you'll ever see.
Yeah, that's the end.
I don't know the end.
It goes through like the whole process.
It goes through the whole thing, and I don't remember what.
The man in the rub-a-dub tub.
Where the marble went down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got him.
Trap is set. Here comes the net.
Yeah.
Mousetrap.
We'll have to get that.
Guarantee it's the greatest game you'll ever see. Man, we're some old.
I hated setting that fucking game up, man. It took forever. Especially if you lost a piece later in life, because that tended to happen.
Yeah.
But I believe that is a wrap on the Goonies.
40 years of the Goonies.
40 years.
They never say die, and it'll never go away, man. It's nostalgia to the max. It's a good time.
I remember you ended up texting me, and you said you ran into Sean Astin while you're up in Toronto.
Yeah, he was. He had a film, Little Lorraine, that's coming out. He was up. Josh Brolin was up there as well.
Okay.
My buddy Joe ended up getting a poster. He has a Goonie poster, and he's got it signed by almost all the cast except he only needs Jeff Cohen now, who was Chunk.
Okay.
Because that guy, he went on to become a lawyer at a law firm, or a partner at a law firm, I believe. So he's completely out of Hollywood. He's not acting anymore.
Yeah, it's wild that whenever he kind of hit puberty and then got his growth spurt and kind of leveled out and wasn't heavy anymore, like he just kind of lost his fucking acting. Just nothing. They just wanted the fat kid, and he was no longer the fat kid. So
yeah, so his life went in a completely different direction. So you don't see him around too much. I'm surprised they don't get him for conventions more so. But I mean, if he's a partner at a law firm, he doesn't need the money. So
no, he's probably busy as fuck.
Yeah.
But we'll wrap up that the Goonies and see what we have here on this clip of the week. See what the generator. I'm fucking drunk or something. It's been a long weekend, as Mike knows.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's see what we got.
Open the door.
What's the magic word?
Tommy?
Open the door.
What's the magic word?
Please.
Lord ass.
The magic word's rock and roll, man. What happened to you? Did you piss all over yourself?
Hate when that happens.
Fucking Senior Trip, man. Such a good fucking movie. National Lampoon Senior Trip. One of Jeremy Renner's first starring roles. It's so fucking funny. Like, if you go back and rewatch that and then just kind of know where he's at today, it's like, wow. He did well for himself.
I saw Renner over the weekend. He's in the new Knives Out film as well.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was coming out, too. Fuck, man. We'll have to do some more searching.
Wake Up, Dead Man.
But let's run some ads and let you guys know what we're doing next week, and we'll get the flock up out of here.
Hey everybody, Laser Trading Company is on YouTube. See some of the videos from Mike's travels and experiences. If you haven't already, please head over and subscribe. 7,800 and growing. Thank you all. Laser Trading Company is also available on eBay with various merchandise and collectibles. Hundreds of great gift ideas. That's Laser Trading Company. Laser Trading Company. Laser Trading Company. You know him from Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat, Nasty Nation, Graveyard Talk, and the Video Store Clerks Podcast. He is the creator of Stoner Gore, Chuck Nasty! And if you're looking for the latest in extreme horror, head over to Amazon.com, look up Chuck Nasty, and the following titles are available. Along with the latest album, Decay of Man, from Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat, available on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube now.
Also, be sure to get on Amazon and go check out Chuck's other books, Twisted Eyeball Juice, cover art and idea inspired by his son Dax, along with The Rocking Chair. Short little fun tales. Cannot go wrong if you're into horror and gross fucking crazy shit. That's all you can really explain on that whole little scenario. But go check out the Chuck Nasty on Amazon and get some Kindle shit, paperbacks. Also, like I said earlier, Chuck is not here because he is preparing to go to Knoxville and go to the TBR convention. He will have a booth set up with author Robert Essig, and he will be selling his books, signing his books, answering any questions anyone has to anybody asks him, and kind of letting people know about our little show here.
He's going to be at the PBR bull riding.
He drinks PBR.
TBR.
TBR.
That makes more sense. Although, you know, I might go down to Knoxville to see Chuck Nasty ride a bull.
Ride a bull.
Yeah, bull riding.
So that's where Chuck is this week. That's why he's not on the show. He's getting ready, getting everything packed up, making sure he doesn't forget anything, crossing all of his T's and dotting his lowercase J's. And this is actually, like I said, I picked this movie this week because it was me and Dave's pick, because it was the end of summer, basically, and now we're getting into spooky season. So from here on out from next Tuesday until Halloween will be all horror movies.
I like it. It's that time of year. I've gone to the stores. The Halloween stuff's already in there. So I'm in full Halloween mode. Let's do it. Let's do some horror up
Halloween
in this
mode. That's we started out this show back in the day doing mostly horror movies, so I mean we're definitely fans of horror.
All right, what the hell are we doing next week?
What?
What the hell are we doing next week, pal?
Next week, first one up on the agenda for our seven weeks of Horror Fest is the 1985 film Demons. Yeah, cannot forget about Demons. Right. Directed by Lamberto Brava and co-written by Dario Argento. So we're going back to Italy like we did last year.
And we're going back to 1985. We're sticking with it.
Sticking with
85 this week, 85 next week. 40 years of nostalgia and horror. I like it.
Yeah. And demons and zombies and ghouls. Oh my. So come check us out next Tuesday as we do Demons. If you're into horror and want to get into the season, come in here Tuesdays, 10 p.m. I also want to say thank you to all the new subscribers that we have and our old subscribers for still sticking around and checking out last week's episode of Bloodsport. It is actually our highest viewed episode since we started this crazy journey
of all time
4 years ago. So we appreciate that. Even if you just clicked on it and said, fuck these guys and clicked off, we thank you.
Yeah. They still got the thumbs down on there, right? They can do that. Yeah. So, give us a thumbs up, give us a thumb down, like, dislike, whatever. We appreciate anybody giving us the time of day, man. We come on here and we just shoot the shit about movies because that's what we like to do. We hardly ever get to see each other. We live in different places, work in different places. So this is our time as friends to be able to get online.
It's our time. It's our time in here.
Yeah, down here, it's our time. See how that goes? But yeah, we're able to get on here, shoot the shit about films, and just kind of hang out. And if you decide you want to join us and watch or participate, even better, man, because we always like to hear everybody else's perspectives. Maybe there's something we didn't know about a film, or like I said, everybody has their own experience when it comes to films. So anytime you want to share that, I think that's a cool thing as well. So
also fucking please don't feel threatened to leave a comment down below. Fucking shoot us some messages, let us know what you want us to do. Like, we're always open to ideas. To an extent, if we know the movie's not going to be very good, we might not do it. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, so drop us a line. I mean, we sometimes we back out. But, come by, hang out. Appreciate all the love. And we will see you next Tuesday. Peace.
hey, you guys. Rocky Road.